Hello, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about some movie reviews and my rating system that I use for doing movie reviews. Over the last few months, anytime I watch a movie that's either new to me or that I haven't seen in a long time, I write a quick little review to gather all my thoughts immediately after watching it. Uh, these are generally spoiler free and pretty short, and I thought they would make pretty good digestible content for on my website and on the YouTube channel. But before I started doing that, I wanted to establish how my rating system works because I think that any reviewer's rating system without context is meaningless. So, firstly, I wanted to go over if I give it a 1 to a 4 out of 10. Uh, this is pretty rare because normally, if I'm going to watch a movie, it's one that I already have some type of interest in ahead of time, whether that's I've seen good reviews for it, or it's made by filmmakers that I really enjoy, or stars actors I tend to really like. So it's pretty rare that I watch a movie that's going to end up in a low rating, as well as having the reviews be written right after watching it. You generally have a bit of a high from the climax of the film, and that tends to make you see it more favorably, and then maybe down the line you might rethink it and be like, okay, it maybe wasn't as good as I initially thought. But these reviews will all be about my initial, like right after watching it. I won't be editing what I wrote for on the website or anything, unless there's a spoiler in it that I want to take out. Um, so, for an example, for something that would maybe get a 1 to a 4 would be the Emoji Movie, which I don't think is a very well made movie, but also on top of that, the message in it isn't very good in it encouraging kids to spend more time on their phones. Um, those are generally the criteria for getting something that low, that it would have to be something I didn't like to begin with, or it really wasn't made well, or it offended me in some way. Especially to get a 1, it would have to do all three of those things. So I don't really, it's pretty rare for something to get a 1. Uh, for something to get a 5, this would be probably the most rare uh, because it means that the film didn't wow me anyway or offend me. It wasn't that I disliked it, but I also didn't really like it either. It might have been a little bit boring or just wasn't really targeted at me. For an example of this, I would give the movie Eighth Grade, which I know a lot of people really liked, and I thought it was really well made, or at least decently well made. But I didn't really enjoy it that much. I kind of got bored, kind of stopped paying attention for a while in the middle. Um, I didn't find it to be targeted for me. I don't think I was really part of the demographic for that movie. And so that's why I would probably give that movie a 5. Not that it's bad, just not really for me. If it gets somewhere between 6 and 9, that's nice. That's a good movie generally. Uh, I would give most of the movies I review probably end up in this range. Um, and if you think that a 6 is bad, it's not. It means I liked it. It probably just means that I won't be rewatching it soon. Um, and then once you get up to a little bit higher at a 9, those are the ones that become candidates for my all-time favorite movies. Um, for an example, for a movie that would be in the 6 to 9 range, um, I would say any of the Marvel movies probably end up in there. They're generally well made and pretty enjoyable, but not quite at the point of being my all-time favorites. Just good. Um, and then to get a 10, a movie has to become an all-time favorite of mine. It's pretty tough for any of the movies that are new to me to get here. I generally wouldn't put something as a 10 until rewatching it. Um, so like it would be something that maybe on my first watching I gave it a 9, and then later down the line I rewatch it and now I think it's even better than the first time I watched it. And so I bump it up to a 10. An example for this would be Empire Strikes Back. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and Empire is my favorite of the entire series. So it not only is just an amazingly well crafted film, but it also, on a personal level, is just something important to me and makes it one of my favorites of all time. Hopefully, this kind of clarifies my rating system a little bit so that if anyone watches one of my reviews and doesn't really know what to think of whatever score I gave that particular film, they can refer back to this to hopefully get an understanding of what that score means. That's all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you for watching.